What's up, guys? We are here with my favorite gun on the freaking planet, an HK P30 caveat with a Grayguns trigger upgrade. Now, there is one name when it comes to HK upgrades that you will see all over the internet if you search for any sort of trigger upgrade, and that is Grayguns Bruce Gray. And you see it on forums, and you see it all over the place on social media. But you know what they don't have? They don't have any videos showing what it does and what the trigger upgrade can do for the P30. And I am here to rectify that. Now, I had a sick part 1 where I showed the inside of the gun and all the stuff that they were supposed to change, and I had very detailed view of the reset, because that's mainly what the job does, is it shortens the reset significantly. And spoiler alert, it's fucking awesome. Like, they really do a sweet job. Now, I can roll in pictures of what the gun looked like internally prior to the job done, but for some reason my part 1 video disappeared. I don't know, got deleted. I don't know who did it, but the part 1 is no more. But I can show you the end result, which is the most important part. And if you own a P30, you will see clearly the difference. And this is a P30 V1, the correct edition that you should be buying. It is by far the best. The HK LEM, the light LEM, and Grayguns makes it even lighter. And man, is this trigger phenomenal now. Let's dive right into this thing. Now, it is called the Grayguns Carry Perfection Package, I believe they call it. Now, what it is they coat all the internals in a nickel boron. Look at that. Even the hammer. Now, let's show you that first. This is probably the coolest part of the whole thing. And as I said, I'm going to roll in pictures of what this looked like prior. But look at that. Everything's coated. And man, is this trigger friggin' smooth now. It is so smooth. This coating does wonders. It's probably the best trigger I've felt on a gun, period. Absolutely amazing, this trigger job. Now, what all that did was it lightened the pull. It originally pulled at around actually like 6.5, 7 pounds. It was way heavier than I thought it was going to be, and it's way heavier than my HK 45. But it's also like a little bit gritty. It wasn't the smoothest. And so then I sent it over to Grayguns with lots of hope, and I got it back. It is absurdly smooth now and pulls at a crisp 4 pounds, between 10 and 12 ounces. Like, very consistent. Now, the HK I have another video explaining it, but this is the safety. It is a long take-up, and that acts as a safety. It's about 1 pound, and then you get to the wall right here. This is when you start to disengage the hammer safety, and when you're actually going to meet the wall right here. And there it goes. Now you reset. That's it. That's it, guys. Now, normally, I hadn't had the obviously before video, but normally it was like out here. Legit. I'm not even kidding. Like, the reset was so far. So you come down, there's the wall, boom. They also put an over travel stop inside. Noticeable and really nice. Reset. That's it. And like I said, it was like out here. It was like click, like out here. And now it's like way down here. Friggin' incredible. And it's so smooth. 4.5 pounds. I mean, when you're firing it for real, it almost feels like you don't have to move the trigger. It's like just the slightest bit forward. It's much crisper, much shorter than the VP9. I have the VP9. I have an HK 45 light LEM. It's better than that now. And it was the worst out of all of them. Admittedly, this was the worst trigger out of all my HKs until this upgrade. All in all, this upgrade cost me $460. I had to ship it to them, ship it back, and dude, I would have paid more than that for this. This is just awesome, awesome craftsmanship, awesome work. This trigger is phenomenal now. It's by far, it went from the worst to the best, probably of any gun I've ever felt, aside from I had an Ed Brown 1911, that trigger was kind of stupid. But sparing a $3,000 1911, this has the sickest trigger. You know, just 1 pound, this is just air, this replaces the need for the dingus inside the trigger. That's what that is. And that also gives you the hammer ability to directly control the trigger, so if you carry appendix like me, you will never have a negligent discharge while you're holstering, because you just put your thumb behind the hammer, and it doesn't matter what hits the trigger by accident, it'll always stay there. You have direct control over the trigger through the external hammer. If you want more information on the LEM system, go see that video, but that's just a quick rundown. Safety, wall, barely any movement, and barely any movement for the reset. And there's no like extra take up. It's just like, oh man, you can fire this thing so nice now. Look at that. Look at that. It's like nothing. It's absurd. It's way better than my buddy's Glocks. He just got a brand new Gen 5 Glock. I mean, it makes that feel like trash. Absolute. It's just absurd. I can't even shoot the Glock after touching this gun. And he said the same thing. He's a gunsmith. He has the Gen 5 Glock. He just got it. He's going to start screwing with it. He did an awesome, amazing trigger job, his own trigger job on his SIG P320. It's absurd. And he was like, this is probably the nicest trigger I've ever felt. So guys, if you're ever on the fence about Grayguns, dudes, you got to check this thing out. It is so worth the money. It will transform your P30 from like a pretty cool, smooth gun to like the sickest carry pistol you can possibly have. I mean, this thing just smokes VP9s all day long. I mean, this trigger pull is way better now. The gun recoils less. I'm going to do a comparison video against the VP9 actually. I have a Steyr M9, love that thing. That was probably better than the VP9. It was probably my favorite before I got this and with this trigger job. And as all the internals are coated in this nickel boron. And it's just, it totally works. It's not a gimmick. I mean, it's just sick. Super, super cool. It took them about a month to get this thing back to me. A month and a half. They were very easy to deal with. Their wait time says it's like a month just to wait until you can ship the gun to them, and then they have it for like another month or two after that. Mine was immediate. It was, I called them, placed the order, and then they emailed me within 2 days and were like, all right, we're ready for the gun. So shipped it right out to them. They had it for like 4 or 5 weeks and shipped it back overnight, and boom. It totally transformed this gun. If there is one thing you can do to a pistol, any pistol, that if you want to upgrade it and you want to take it to that next level, a trigger upgrade will do more than any other thing you can do to a gun. Leaps and bounds can be made with a really good trigger job. It can really make a difference in the performance of your pistol. If you're proficient with it. If you're not, you're going to put a Band-Aid on a broken leg. I mean, if you don't have fundamentals and you don't know how to shoot to begin with. But if you know how to shoot and you want to take your gun to the next level, a trigger job is where it's at. And let me tell you guys, Grayguns, they do HKs, they do SIGs. This was money well spent. This gun is totally complete now. That's all I needed to do to it, and it is running perfectly. So thumbs up to Grayguns. You guys now have a video that shows exactly what they do and exactly what it can do for you. It was like a 70% reduction in reset. Like, it's huge. And the trigger pull went from like 7 pounds down to a crisp 4.5. No over travel, short reset, no uptake again. I mean, it's just unbelievable how this transformed this trigger. I wish you guys could see the before, but if you have a P30 V1, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, there you go. Grayguns. Get one.